New York, the city that never sleeps, home to Broadway, skyscrapers, and of course some of the most legendary cocktails, even shaken or stirred. Today I'm bringing you 5 classic New York cocktails that every bartender, pro or home mixologist should know. From a drink strong enough to power Wall Street, to a fruit-infused blend straight out of nightclub, we are covering the best of the best. So grab a glass, because it's time to mix up the flavors of the Big Apple. Alright, we're starting off strong, literally. The Long Island iced tea is a drink that asks, why choose one spirit when I can have them all? For the cocktail you need 5 types of strong, transparent spirit: vodka, rum, gin, tequila, orange liqueur, lemon juice, simple syrup, cola, lemon, and ice cubes. This drink was born from a little Prohibition-era mischief, supposedly created to look like innocent iced tea, while packing a punch that could knock out a heavyweight. Spoiler alert, there is zero tea in this drink, just pure high-octane refreshment. It's easy to make. First of all, we should fill with ice the highball. Then pour the same portion of every strong spirit. Vodka. For the highball, it's half of ounce. Rum. Tequila. Gin. And finally, the orange liqueur. Now add the simple syrup, the same half of ounce, and the lemon juice. You're right, the same half of ounce. The cola on top seals the illusions. Put some lemon pages here gently. It looks like a harmless glass of iced tea. But after a couple of days, don't be surprised if your night takes a plot twist. Deliciously dangerous. On the next one. The Bronx. A cocktail as smooth as Sinatra and bold as a New Yorker trying to hail a cab in a rush hour. For the Bronx, prepare gin, dry and red vermouths, orange juice, orange zest, and ice cubes. Fill the martini glass with the ice to chill. Think of this as a cousin of the martini, but with a refreshing citrus twist. And the best part, it was surprisingly invented by a bartender in the early 1900s, who has just visited the Bronx Zoo. Why? No clue. Maybe he was inspired by wildlife, or maybe he just needed a strong drink after dodging the monkeys. Well, pour into a shaker 3/4 of ounce of orange juice, a half of ounce of dry vermouth, the same half of ounce of red vermouth, and 1 ounce of gin. Fill the shaker with ice cubes, and you know. Now empty the glass and strain the Bronx into. Light, citrusy, and dangerously smooth. A cocktail you can sip while plotting your next big move in the city. Now let's get serious. The Manhattan. If cocktails had royalty, this would be the king. Or at least the impeccably dressed Wall Street exec of the group. For the cocktail, grab bourbon, red vermouth, Angostura bitters, red maraschino sherry, and ice cubes. Put some ice cube into a martini glass. Invented in the 1870s at the Manhattan Club, this drink has remained a staple ever since. It's bold, sophisticated, and just a little bit mysterious, kind like of people who drink it. How to make? Pour 3/4 of ounce of red vermouth into mixing glass. Add 1 dash of Angostura bitters, 1.5 ounce of bourbon, fill the glass with ice cubes, stir gently. Then we should empty our cocktail glass and strain into the glass. And what maraschino cherry? There is a cherry on the top, literally. Classic, elegant and straight to the point, just like New Yorkers. Alright, time for the cocktail that really brings the party. The Pacha New York is inspired by the legendary nightclub of the same name. Think flashing lights, awesome dates, and drinks that grow under backlight. For the Pacha you need Scotch whiskey, blue curacao liqueur, orange juice, tangerines, apple, cherry, and crushed ice. This time we make it in a blender. Peel 2 tangerines, help me. Half of green apple, chop it, place them into the blender, pour 1.5 ounce of orange juice, 3/4 of ounce of blue curacao liqueur, and 1.5 ounce of Scotch whiskey. Add a scoop of crushed ice and blend. Pour into a hurricane glass. This one is tropical, electric and eye-catching. If the Manhattan is a power suit, this is a sequined jacket. Garnish with 2 cherries. With its vibrant color and fresh fruit, this drink demands attention. And just like a night out in New York, one is never enough. And finally, a drink with a name as classic as New York itself, the Knickerbocker. No, this isn't about basketball, even though I'm a fan, you know. Back in the 1800s, New Yorkers were called Knickerbockers, and not to the Dutch settlers who helped shape the city. The cocktail is just as historic and just as refreshing. Talking about ingredients, you need white rum, dry orange liqueur, raspberry syrup, lime juice, and ice cubes. Prepare a cocktail glass with ice. Pour 1/2 ounce of raspberry syrup, the same 1/2 ounce of lime juice, 3/4 ounce of dry orange liqueur, and 1.5 ounce of white rum into a shaker. Fill the shaker with ice cubes and empty the glass, drain into a chilled cocktail glass. It's fruity, tart, and surprisingly sophisticated, like a summer day in Central Park, if Central Park had really good cocktails. A perfect way to end our tour of iconic New York cocktails. And that's a wrap. 5 legendary New York cocktails, each with its own personality, story, and way of making your night a little more exciting. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in your comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep shaking things up. See you in the next one. Cheers!